Okay, next one. Just now, if they give you the diagram, you can write the LM, right? Same also, if they give you the LM, is it possible for us to draw the diagram or not? Okay, so both also we need to know how to do it in the other way. If they give you the string, can we draw the diagram or not? State transition diagram. Okay. So this is the first example. We can construct the diagram of a more machine that the input is 0 and 1, and it will accept only the input strings ending in 11000. So now the string given, the 11000, right, is actually the input string, and the diagram that you draw, you must make sure that the string can only end with 11000. Okay, so if let's say your string, you see the LM here, it gives you the L0 or 1 asterisk and then 11000, meaning that this partner is the alternative. But the last part, it must be 11000. It must end with this, cannot end with other string. So how do we want to construct the diagram in order that the last part of the string is only 11000? Okay, so the easiest is we will draw the step set from S0, and then we try to go 11000 first. Here you have 1, then you will go to S1. After that, you can have another 1. You will go to S2. Then you will go to S3. This is S3. But here the input will become 0 already. Then same also, you will go to S4. You get another 0. And the last one is S5. So when you come here, you will get the third 0. And now the string you will have is 11000. Since you already get the string end with 11000, this part will be the acceptance state. So we just draw with a double circle. Means that the S5 now is the acceptance state already. Okay. Now, when you have one step, right, because we have input 0 and 1, so it means that every step also you need to have 2 input. Then only it will consider as a finite state machine. If you have 2 inputs, every step also need to have 2 inputs. Understand? So now we already have one of the input for the steps here, which means you already have 11000. But you see the S0, if you already have input 1, then we need to complete the input 0, right? When you put the input 0 for S0, you need to make sure it will not affect the input string that will meet the requirement here, which is end with 11000. So the only way we can do is we will try to put the input 0 going back to S0. Because if you go back to S0 like this, it will not affect this last part of the string. So when you put this, go back like this, the string, it can loop here. How many times 0 also doesn't matter. But only when you go to the right, you will end with 11000. Okay? Now, after we complete the S0, so now we go to S1. S1 also have the input 1 here, go to S2. So another part we need to put is the input 0 for S1. Now, every time we will try to go back to the step itself first. And then if cannot go back to the step itself, we will go back to the step before. Okay, we won't go to the right. Huh? So if we go to the S1 itself, that means here I will put the input 0. Then the string now, it will become 1, 1 here, and then a 0 here, 0, and it can be many times. So the string now, it can be 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, and then you go to the right, you will have 1, go to the right, 0, 0, 0, right? If you have the string like this, you can see that the last part here is not end with 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. It will end with 0, 1, 0, 0, 0. Since the last part here cannot fulfill the requirement just now, so it means that we cannot put the input 0 go back to S1. So here we need to change, cannot go back here, and we need to try to go back to S0. Okay, now try to put the input here, go back to S0 for the input 0, and we try again. What happened to the string now? If you put here, then your string will be 1, 0, and then you will go to the right again, isn't it? So your string will be 1, 0. This one, if you want to have a loop, doesn't matter how many times also. But you will go to the 1 to the right, S1, and then 1 again, and then 0, 0, 0. It will end at S5, where the string you will have 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. If the 0 is going back to S0, then you will have 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 loop here. Then you need to go to the right again, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, right? So that means that it is end with 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. So we can put the input 0 for S1 going back to S0. Okay, so now we already complete the input 1 and 0 for S1 already. Then we go to the next, which is S2. S2, you have input 0, go to S3. So now we need to complete the input 1. Okay, input 1 for S2, what will happen if we put the input 1 here? Can the string end with 1, 1, 0, 0, 0 or not? So you need to try again, start from the S0. If I start S0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, so I will have 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. 1, 1, 1, 0, 0. Can you see my cursor or not? Class? Can? Okay. So for here, you start from the S0 here, you will have 1, 1, and then 1 here, go back S2, then you go to 0, 0, 0. So the string, possible string now is 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, which means you can get the string end with 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, right? So it means that if I put the input 1 go back to S2, then I will be able to end the string with 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. So I can put it here. Okay. Now, if for S3 is also 0, go to S4. So that means now I also need to complete the input string for input 1 for S3. Where should I put the input 1 for S3? So I will try again. If I go back S3, what will happen? Here. If I put here, this is input 0, right? So can my input 1 go back to S3 or not? So I try again. I will have 1, 1, 0. And then if I go back 1 here, then I will have 1, 1, 0, 1. Okay, 1, I can look one time only. 0, 0, right? Correct not? 1, 1, 0. Then look 1 here, then 0, 0. So the string here, it will become end with 1, 0, 1, 0, 0. This one, which is not 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, right? Okay, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0. Cannot end with 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. So that means I need to remove this 1 here. I cannot put it here. So I will try to go back to S2. If I cannot put here, how about S2? Can I go back to S2 or not? So we try to put back this to S2 with the input 1. Okay. If I put here, then the string now will become 1, 1, 0. And then go back here 1. So it is 1, 1, 0. Go back 1. If I don't come to the loop, I go straight right, I will get 0, 0, 0. 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, right? 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. 1, 1, 0. Third one is 0. 1, 1, 0. Then go back here, you get 1. And then 0, 0, 0. Correct? Repeat that. 1, 1, 0. Reach S3. Then if your 1 is going back to S2, then you will have 1, 0, 0, 0. So you get like this. 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0. And the string here is 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, which is not 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. Then how? Can we put it here? The 1, can we go back S2? Cannot, right? Because if you go back S2, it will give you the string like this. But the last part of the string is not end with 11000. So that means we need to change again. This one cannot put it here. Okay. So if I cannot put here, then just now I already tried go back to S2. Now I can try to go back S1. What happened if I go back S1? Try again. The string now, if I go back S1, I will have 1, 1, 0. And then I go back now. This one is 1. Huh? So 1. Then I need to go to the right. 1 from S1 to S2. And then S2 to S3 is 0. And then S3 to S4 is 0. S4 to S5, 0. So when I go back to S1, the string can last with 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. Right? So it means that the input 1 for S3, I need to go back to S1 in order that I will get the string last with 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. Okay? Then for the S4, same also, we already have the input 0 go to S5. That means I need to determine where should I put the input 1 again. Okay, so if again I put the input 1 go back to S4, then it will not end with 11000 because if I put, let's say, if I put like this here 1, then the string is 110010. Of course, this one cannot end with 11000. So if I move it to S3, then what happens? Here 110010. Also cannot end with 11000, right? This is 1100 and then 100. So cannot also. Okay. Then here we need to move to S2. So what happens if I move to S2 here? The string 1 here, it will become 11001000. 11001000. Also cannot end with 11000, right? 1100, then 1, then 000. Okay, so that means I cannot go back to S2 also. Then what if I go back S1? Okay, then it will become 1100 right? So I can have 1100 Then you see the last part here? It come out with 11000, right? 1100 So I get the string end with 1100. That means the input 1 for S4, I can put it back to S1. Can you follow? Any question or not? Okay. Now, if let's say the S4 input 1 go back S1, what happened to the S5? Because now you see the input for S5 you don't have, right? Even 0 and 1 also you don't have. So what can we do is we need to move the input 0 and 1 for S5. Either it goes to the step before. Okay. Of course, it cannot go back S5. This one cannot happen because if you go back S5, the input string cannot last with 11000 anymore, right? Because this is the last step. So if we cannot put this go back to S5, can we go back S4 or not? So you need to try one by one for input 0 and also input 1. Okay, so we look at input 0 first. This one you have 11000 already. So if I still add the 0 here, that means it will become 11000 and then 0. What happened to the string? 11000, then go back 0, go to the right 0. So can the string end with 110000? Cannot, isn't it? The string cannot last with 11000. So which means here we cannot move back S4. So we still need to go back S3, go back S2. If you go back S3, you still get 1100 and then 000. Many 0 at the back. Also cannot go back S3. So you must at least go back to, can go back S2 or not? 11000 and then you go back S2 0 000. Also cannot, right? If I go back S1, then I will have 11000, then go back 0 1 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 0. So also don't have 11000, right? Then if I go back S0, then what happened? If I go back S0, this one, go back here, the string can be 11000 and then 0, start again 11000. So when you go to the right, it can end with 11000. So S5, the input 0 will go back S0. Okay? Now, for the input 1, if I go back here, of course, it will not end with 11000. I go back S3 also cannot because you have 11000, and then you get 100, also cannot. Here, go to S2, also you will get 11000, 0, 0, 0. So cannot get 11000 also. If I go back to S1, then I will have 11000, 11000, right? So we can put this S1 here for the input 1. So I try the string now. 11000, 11000. Then you can see that it will last with 11000. Okay, then we have completed all the input 0 and 1 for the 6 steps here, and all of them will fulfill the input string ending in 11000. Then only we can say that the ln can have 0 or 1 as straight, then 11000. So no matter which path you go through, right, you also can have this string as your ln. Okay, you understand? Any question? How to determine the first part I put is the string given, so I will go using the main line here using 11000 for this. I follow the one given, which is end with 11000 first. Then only I complete the rest of the input for each step. So we complete this main first, the one that we want to get first, which is the 11000 first. So if you already have 11000, right, as the line here, that means the rest you only need to complete it only. Like the S0, you already have input 1 go to the right, isn't it? So you need to complete your input 0 for S0. Then how to complete it? You need to check whether after I put in the 0 here, it will affect my 11000 or not. If not, it will still end with 11000. Then I can put the input 0, go back as 0. So every step also you need to see the possible string after you add in the input 0 and 1. So once you put in, you need to go through once again and see whether the ending of the input will be affected or not. If no, then you can put there. So for this finite step machine, every step, since you have 2 inputs, every step also you need to complete with the 2 inputs. Okay, this is the one of the example. How do we draw the diagram? Follow the string given. Any other question? Now, the way that you draw the stack, it is not necessary you need to put a straight line. It is up to you. How do you want to turn the position of the stack S0 to S5? It is not compulsory. It must be go to the right. You can put also like this. As if you don't want to be so long to the right, you can put it as S2, then you turn to the below S3, then you go to the right here, S4, and then you go here, S5. As long as you get the string of 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, then it will be acceptable already. Okay, and the rest, of course, you just complete it, follow just now what we do. Like this one, the input 0, you need to go back here. The input 0 for S1, you need to go back here, and so on. Okay, so this one is just to let you know, if you put the position of the steps, right? It doesn't matter you want to go to the right or you go down, as long as the input string can still follow the question given. 1 1 0 0 0. You see you have 1 1 1 0 0 0. Then for S3, you need to go to S1 here. And this is easier. Input 1. For S4, you also need to go back S1 for the input 1. 1 here. And then for S5, we have two input. One is a 0, go to S0. And one is input 1, go to S1. This is the another way if you want to draw it not so long. Must have S1 to S5. If stop at S2 and loop, cannot. If let's say you stop at S2, right? It is a loop. And you know that a loop is not a compulsory, isn't it? If I stop at S2 and you loop the 0, if what happen if I don't loop? Then if you don't loop the S2, then you cannot get the string end with 11000 already. Correct? So the compulsory one, the one that you need to have, you must show it in the steps from one to another. I know what you mean. You mean I draw like this, S0, S1, S2, and then I put here is 1, here is 1, then I loop 0, right? Is this what you mean? 1, 1, then I get 0, 0, 0, 0. Yeah. Why we cannot draw like this? Because if you draw like this is a loop, right? And you already know that once it is a loop, it is not a compulsory. I cannot force myself to loop this in order to get the string of 11000. I cannot do like this. How can I force myself to loop 3 times only? Why I cannot say I want to loop 4 times? Why I cannot say I don't want to have a loop? It is possible, isn't it? If you only loop this for once, you get 110. If you don't loop this, then you get 1 1 only. Then how can you get the string end with 11000 without the loop at S2? All right. So we cannot force ourselves to loop the number of input string that we want. That thing you need to know. Okay. So that is why I say we cannot put like this lah. So your diagram cannot draw like this. Understand, Sunchi? Okay, another question. Can we loop 0, 1 in S0? Can we loop 0, 1 in S0, 1? 0 and 1. Your 1 already have go to S1, right? Just then, you see your input 1 from S0 already go to S1, isn't it? So one state will only have two inputs, one input 1, one input 0. So if you already have input 1 go to S1, then you cannot put the input 1 here anymore lah. You cannot put the 1 go back S0 anymore because your S0 already have input 1 go to S1. So for the finite state machine, you need to remember each state is only one input given. If 0 and 1, then one state you have 1, 0, 1, 1. So we cannot say that I loop 0 and 1. Why? And why do you want to loop the 0 and 1 here? What is the purpose at S0? Jiaxing, I ask you back again. Why you want to loop the 0 and 1 at S0? Eric question. Because it was 0 or 1. Oh, this one is it, the first part. I see. Oh, no, because the first part actually means you can have any string before the end of the string. Meaning, it doesn't mean that your 0 or 1 string must be at S0. Because now you have so many steps, isn't it? It means that as long as your string lasts with 11000 in front of this part, right? It can be any string, either 0101, 01101, and so on. So this 0 or 1 string is the front part of the last, before the last part. So not means that you need to look this one. Don't misunderstand. Okay. Now, the question from Eric, I know some students, they say, why so troublesome? Why I need to think so much? I just put everything go back to S0, right? Very smart, no? Everything go back S0 lah. Input 1, input 0, go back here, input 1, go back here. Okay, let's see what happened. Yes, each S need to have output. Input, we call it as input 0 and 1. All right, let's see. Okay, let's see. What happened if I put the input, which one now? Which one we want to go back? This one, S2. You said everything go back to S0, is it just now? Return to S0. Okay, return to S0. 1, 1, 1. Okay, let's say I do the, which one? Because now we do the S2. Okay, you look at S2. The input 1 now is going back to S2, right? And just now you ask, why I don't go back S0 everything? Only left 11000, right? For the main line. Okay. Now let's say if my S2 here, the input 1, I go back to S0. What will happen to the string now is I can get 1, 1, 1, go back S0, right? 1, and then loop here, 0, 0, 0, right? What happened to the string now? I will get the string 1, 1, 1, go back S0. The third one, go back S0, right? The S2 here, the input 1, I go back S0. And then at the S0 here, just now I have the loop of 0 here. Then I can loop 0, 0, right? This loop at S0, can you see? What I want to tell you is, if let's say I put the 1 go back to S0, it is possible for me to get the string end with 110000, but I am at the state S0. Yes, you know what I mean here? Yeah, no definite answer, but if you follow the rules like this, you will get the same answer. Because every time the input that we will insert, we will go back to the state itself first. Yeah, sometimes you can have more than one answer, of course. But what we are going to do is, why we put it go back to the state itself first, if it can fulfill the string requirement, we will put it back to the state itself first. Only if this cannot fulfill what is asking by the input string, we will go back to the step before. Because every time you run one input like this, it will incur the cost. This is a machine, don't forget. It will incur the cost. So, of course, when we run a machine, we will try to minimize the cost, right? So that's why the string that we have here, if the nearest, it will save the cost. So we will try to put it back S2 first. If only cannot fulfill the requirement, then only we go back to S1. If only cannot, then only go back to S0. But just now your question is, what happens if every time I go back to S0? Yes, you can say I can go back S0 for S2 here. But what happens if I show you like this? You see the input string here or not? If my input 1 go back to S0, the input string now, it can be 1110000, which is at S0, but my string already end with 11000. The question just now say that if the string end with 11000, it will be understood by the machine already, right? But what happened now? You are still at S0, which is not the acceptance step. You already end the string with 11000. Then what happened to the machine? Can the machine produce output or not? If you already receive the ending string with 11000, by right, it should be able to produce output already, because this is the string that is understood by the machine, right? But if your one just now at S2 go back to S0, you have the string end with 11000, as I show you just now, but you are still at S0, which is not the acceptance step. If this is not the acceptance step, meaning that even though you already get this string, but it will still not produce any output. You get what I mean or not? So in this case, we cannot simply say every time I just put it go back to S0, because it will give you the string you want, but it is not the acceptance step. That is the problem. Okay. Good. You can ask the question. Any other question? Maybe you can think of why I cannot draw like that. And you can ask. Okay, no more. Okay, this one is the simplification. How do we choose what? Which is, the one that I draw the line just now, the 11000, right? Once I already get the one that is asking 1100 and with this already, then I will put this as the acceptance step already. The S5. Once I get the input string, which is end with 11000 already, and then I will put the step that end with 11000. I will put this as the last, which is the acceptance step already, because I already get the string asking by the question already. So you need to see what is the condition asking by the question. Can always change one. Not every time it must end with 11000. You can say like the tutorial question. You can say contains 11000. Contains and end with is different. If you say end with, it means that the last part of your string can only be 11000. Last part only. After this, cannot have any other string already. That is end with. But if you say contain 1100000, that means your string in front can be 010100, and then you have 11000. At the back, you can have 01010011, and so on. So as long as your string contain this, then it can fulfill this already. But if there's an end with, then the last part of the string must be this. So that is the difference for the words used in the string given. You need to follow exactly what is asking. So which one to put acceptance tag? You need to see they ask for the content or they ask for end with. If they say end with, and then after you get 11000, then you put acceptance tag. Okay. If they say content 11000, after this, you also can put acceptance tag. The only thing different is the last part, the input 0 and input 1. Because if they say content only, at the S5 here, once you have 11000, then you can put this 01, isn't it? Because I already content, I already contain 11000 in the first part. So at the back here, I can just put a loop back 01 here. So no matter at the back what I have also doesn't matter already, right? So the difference is only here. Okay, I just say. Any other question? Okay, you can try see how to draw in the question given. Okay, now 9 o'clock. Do you need a break before we continue? Example 5A. This one. Okay, the rest you can take a break now. Why only the RSW2 SEM 1 Group 1 student have problem to finish the assignment? What is the problem with your group? Why do you think that you cannot finish? This question, do you need long time to do? Is it because the course you take is different? How many courses are you taking? As same one? Rush to digesting learn today. Oh, if you cannot make it on Thursday, then you let me know lah. 7 to 8 . 7 to 8, but not all this week, right? I already increase the number of students per group already. Right? Before this, I only give maximum 3. So now I give another 4% just for 6 questions only. Right? One person do 1.5 question cannot finish. Huh? I think 2 hours, one person do 1.5 question already done, isn't it? And I give you how many days from today? Let's say you have done this. Oh, you can do this question, this, and the previous 3 questions actually you can do already. The chapter 3 one, right? No need to wait everything together in one day. That's why I need to pause first on Monday, because I know the last 3 questions you can do first. Don't depend on one person to do all the questions. If you want to do all, doesn't matter, but you need to work with your group members. Why I give you group members? For you to lessen your work. Okay? If you want to do everything and check with the answer given by your friends, no problem, you can do so. But you need to depends on the answer also. Don't do one person submit all. Okay, that's why I want you to write the question. If any of the partners didn't do anything, please write the note beside their name. Understand? So what is group work? Group work is not depends on individual. You need to have coordination among yourself. Which question you want to do? So I want to see the different writing when you submit. Not only write by one person. Okay, so I have told your group lead group class rep, if you really cannot make it, because so far I think I only see SEM 1 group 1. If you really have problem to submit this Thursday, then the most is Friday, because this is week 11. So we need to follow. If you submit Friday, you don't change the cover page. Cover page I already give you to print. Just fill in your name only. Don't change the date. Okay? You just write your name, fill in your name and the question number and your signature only. The rest, you don't change it. Follow the cover page given. So in case you really cannot make it, your class rep, please let me know the group which is not submitted on Thursday. And I need to tell you where to submit on Friday. Okay? Let your class rep know. So today is Wednesday, right? Okay. Let's continue this. Okay, now for the simplification of the more machine. Now for the machine that we have learned previously, you know that we have the acceptance that, and it means that the acceptance that means the string can be understood by the machine, right? So when we have the acceptance step, sometimes we have the extra step that is redundant, which is not necessary. So in that case, what we want to do is we need to simplify it. We try to simplify the number of steps become as least as possible. Okay, so like before this, I told you whenever we have the acceptance steps, we will draw it with a double circle, right? So you also learn already what is the machine congruence, where all the related steps will remain related after the input given. So now when we do the simplification of the more machine, we need to make sure that there are a machine congruence. After we simplify the steps, we need to make sure that there are machine congruence. So the first step that we need to do now is we will try to divide them to the acceptance state and the non-acceptance state first. In the diagram given here, you can see the S0 and S5, they are the acceptance states. S1, S2, S3, S4, only one circle. So this is the non-acceptance state. So in order to simplify this Moore machine, we will divide them to two classes first, S0 and S5, one class, and then the rest will be the non-acceptance set, which is S1, S2, S3, and S4. Okay, then here we will have the input 0 and 1. So we will see what happened to all the states after the input 0 and 1. So you just fill in here S0, after the input 0, you get S5. So this is S5. After input 1, you have S1. For S5, 0, we have S0. 1, we have S4. Then for S1, we have S2 and S0. S2, input 0 is S1, input 1 is S3. For S1, S3. And for S3, we have S4 and S2. S4, 0 is S3, 1 is S5. Okay, now after we get this, what we need to see is we must make sure there are machine congruence, which means there are two classes here, 0, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, like the previous part that you have learned, how to show that it is a machine congruence. So you need to make sure after input 0, these are remain related in the same class. Okay, so you see these 2, 1, 4, 3, they are actually in the same group, no problem. But for this input 1, after the input 1, it becomes 0, 3, 2, 5, right? 0, 3, 2, 5, which is actually not in the same group. 0 and 5 is in the acceptance state here, but 3 and 2 is in the non-acceptance state here. So if this happens, it means that this is not a machine congruence, right? So what we can do is we need to take out which one is not in the same class. Okay, now S0 and S5 is not the same with S2 and S3. So when we take out, right, we need to take out the S1 together with S4 and put them together. So in the next table, the S0, S5 here remain, no change. And this class will become S1, S4 in one group, and then S2, S3 in one group. It becomes three groups already. Because of this input 1, it becomes a different groups. 0, 5 and 3, 2 are not in the same group. Okay, so you need to take the S1 and S4 together, put together, S3, S2, put together, and then copy down again. S5, S1, S0, S4, S1 is S2, S0, S4 is S3, S5, S2 you have S1 and S3, S3 you have S4 and S2. Okay, now check again. After you divide to like this, right, you can put either 0, 5, 1, 4, or 2, 3. Now you have three classes already. So you check again, is this in one of the three or not? Okay, if yes, or already in one of the three, that means you already simplify it to these three groups instead of all this just now. Okay, so now we have three main groups already, which is S0, S1, and S2. We have these three. So in order to get the table, if you need to construct the state transition table of the quotient machine. Then you do like the previous part, you have three classes, S0, S1, and S2. Then you do it this way lah. So it depends on what the question asking for. If they ask for the state transition table for the quotient machine, then you just do it this way. Okay, so S0 is this one. After the input 0, you get S5. S5 is inside S0, right? After input 1, you have S1. And for S1, after input 0, you have S2. After the input 1, S1, you have S0. And come to S2, after the input 0, you have S1. After input 1, you have S3, which is inside S2. Okay, S3 is the same class with S2. So we have this, the simplified Moore machine. You get three classes only. And if they ask you to draw the state transition diagram of the quotient machine, then you just follow this one. Here is the quotient machine, right? Then you draw, follow this one. And S0 here, this is a circle. S1, another circle. S2, another class. Which one is the acceptance set? 0 and 5. So S0 here, you need to put with a double circle. Okay. Then this one, you just follow the table here and draw lah. S0 after input 0, go back. Input 1, go to S1. Then this one is S1, go to S2. Input 0. And then S1 after input 1, go to S0. This one. And then S2, you have S1 and S2, right? S2 input 0 is S1. After the input 1, go back S2 here. Input 1 here. So you follow this table lah. 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. Why until S2 only? Because the classes we divide now is three classes only. We only have S1, S0, S1, S2. Three group only, right? So we only need to do three groups. So we already simplify the 6 steps here to 3 classes only. That is what we want to do for simplification of the Moore machine. Okay? Now, same also for this example. We will divide like just now. So divide after divide, you can simplify it to the more simple question. Now this one we can do it after we finish the following parts, which is the non-deterministic finite state machine. Now I explain this first. What is the difference between the finite state machine that you have learned just now with this? Now, the main difference is the input. As I told you previously, every step, if you have 2 inputs, then every step we will have 0 and 1, right? But for the non-deterministic, it can be happen like this. S0, for example, just now I will have input 1 go to S1, and then I will have input 0 go back S0, right? Each steps, they will have 2 inputs. Okay, so by looking at the step S0 here, I have 2 input, input 0, input 1. But for the non-deterministic, the input here, it can be either more than 1. The input 0, it can be more than 1. For example, here I can put 0 also. So I have 2 input 0. 1 go back S0, 1 go to S1. Okay, it can be more than 1, or it can have none. For example, I don't have input 1 for this. So this is the difference between the non-deterministic and deterministic just now. Okay, so the component for the finite state machine are still the same. They still have the state set, input set, state transition function, starting state, and the acceptance state. The components are still the same. The only thing different is the input given here is not limited to 2 only. Okay, so now what we want to see is start from the basic again. This is the state transition table for the non-deterministic finite state machine. You can see that the S0 after the input 0, you see, it will go to 2 state, right? Instead of 1 only. And then you see S2 after the input 0, nothing. So S2 don't have input 0. And then S3, you see after input 0, they have 3 different states. Go to 3 different states. Okay. So this is what I mean the difference between non-deterministic and deterministic. Okay. So for the table here, what they want you to do is the acceptance states are S2 and S3. So they want you to find the state transition diagram. So just draw only lah. Okay. I draw here. So this one is S0, S1, S2, and S3. The acceptance that are S2 and S3. So we just follow here S0 after input 0. So you go back S0, right? And then you can go to S1 also. So you need to write 2 lah. Input 0. And S0 input 1, it will go to S3. And you put here input 1. S1 after the input 0, it will go back S0, right? So this one, go back. And after input 1, it will go to S1 and also S3. Both are input 1. Okay. Then for S2, only the input 1, it will go to S0 here. This one. Input 0. And also go back itself. Input 1. This is input 1. S2, go back itself, also input 1. Okay. For S3, you can go to S0 for the input 0. And then you can go to S1 also for the input 0 also. And this one, you can go to S2 for the input 0 also. Okay. And input 1 also, it will go to S1. So that means here, get another one. So this is the diagram. Okay, state transition table diagram for the non-deterministic table given. Okay. Now, it can be from the table you draw the diagram, or you can have a diagram and then you write back the table. Either one. Okay, so you just follow only. This one is the diagram shown, and how to write the table. Same like just now. So we have S0, S1, S2. Then the table, you can have input A and B. Okay, so S0 after input A, it will go to S1. S0, no input B, right? So no input B, we just put empty set lah. S1, input A, nothing. So empty set. But the input B, it will go to 2, S0 and S2. So here, 0, S2. Then S2, after the input A, nothing. After the input B, it will go to S2. Just follow the diagram, then you construct the table. Okay. So this is how we convert from a diagram to table and from table to diagram for the non-deterministic finite state machine. Then for this following example, They want you to refer to example 10, write some of the strings which are recognized by the machine and determine whether the input string ABAB is in the language of the machine or not. After that, write the language of the machine. Okay, so we refer back to the example 10, this one. They want you to write what are the string that can be recognized by the machine, or another way, it means how to get the string to the acceptance step. S2. From S0, how to go to S2. Can you give me the string? Some of the string that can be recognized by the machine. Yeah, anyone? How to get the sum of the string from here, start from S0, go to S2? Any example for this example 10? What are the input string that it can be recognized by the machine? Meaning that it can go to the S2 lah. Any example? Just give any string. AB also can, ABB also can. Yeah. So AB means you get the S2 already, right? Acceptance set. Okay. ABB also can because it is a loop at S2 and so on. Okay. So we can write a few examples. They ask you write some strings recognized by the machine. So you can write AB, ABB, ABAB, and so on. Okay. Now you see the strings that are recognized by the machine, you can actually draw using the diagram. Let's say I start from S0. Then at the S0 after the input A, I will go to S1, right? If you refer back to your diagram just now, it will go to S1 of the input A. But after the input B, they have two ways to go. One is it can go to S2 after the input B. Another one is it can go back to S0 after the input B, right? You see this, the diagram here? If after the input B at S1 here, it can go to S2 or go back S0, right? So if let's say you go to S2, then what happens is at the S2 here, you will continue after the input A because they want the input AB, right? Whether it is accepted or not. So AB after the input S2 A again, then what happened is at the S2 we don't have input A. So here nothing empty set. But if you go back S0 after the input B, then the next part if you have input A again, the S0 it will go to the S1 again. Go back S1, right? S0 after input A, it will go back S1 again. And the last part, if it is input B, then we have two also. One is it will go back S0. One is it will go to S2. This is the acceptance set. So if you get the input string of ABAB, the possibility is like this. You can either get it go to S0 or it can go to S2. If you refer back to your diagram here, right? You see A, B. If you put A, B, A, B, then it can go to S2. A, B, A, B, S2. Okay. Another one is A, B, A cannot already. So nothing else after S2. Another one is it can go to A, go back S0, A, S1, go back S0. Okay, so it can keep on looping A, B, A, B. So A, B, A, B, start from S0, it can go back to S0, it can go to S2, or it can go to empty set. So these are all the possible ways for the string AB, AB. And the language of the machine for this case, LM, if you refer to the example 10 just now, if we want to write in a general form, how should we write the LM for this one? Remember, how do we write the general form for this? If I want to come to the S2 in general LM, how to write? You can put AB, AB, this is AB loop, right? You can put AB loop and then AB, B straight. All right, AB loop, keep on repeating here. And then you can have A, B, A, B, then this one, loop B. You can write like this. Okay. So you can write here, the LM is AB loop and ABB loop. Okay, this is the language of LM lah, for example 10. Okay, example 12 is find the deterministic finite state machine that recognize the same language as the non-deterministic in example 10. Now, always the non-deterministic, it is possible for us to change to deterministic. If we refer back to example 10, right, you will have this non-deterministic for this one. This one, non-deterministic, right? So how do we want to change this to deterministic? Meaning that every input, they will have the subsequent steps. So I will write it here. Okay, we just refer to this table and show how to get the deterministic finite state machine from this non-deterministic here. So what are we going to do for this part is you can write it in your notes at the example 12 there lah, because I want to refer to this table, so I write the answer of example 12 here. Okay, so the first one is we can put the steps S0, because here you have empty set, so I can start with empty set, and then here I will have input A and input B. So here you can have two different input, A and B. And then what happened to all the state? Empty set, of course, nothing lah. After the input A and B, also empty set. And then for the S0, when we put in the non-deterministic to deterministic, we just put the bracket lah, curly bracket. So for S0, if you look at this, input A, you have S1. And the input B is empty set. So after that, if here you have S1, right? So the next step, you will follow S1. You go to what you have inside the input A and B here. So next step, you go to S1. And you look at S1 here, after input A is empty set. After input B, you have S0 and S2. So you put S0, S2 here. Okay. And then, since here you have S0 and S2, right? So now we will put here S0 and S2. Just follow. And then now when you want to see the 0, 2, here, you need to combine the 0 and 2 together. Look at the input A. S0, you have S1. S2, you have empty set. So when I combine the 0 and 2, I will only get S1. And for the input B, same also, I need to combine these two together, S0 and S2. So input B, I have empty set and S2. So that means I have S2 only. And that's all for the input that we have. After that, what else we have is S2, right? Here, you still have S2. So you need to continue S2 here. So S2 from the input A here is empty set. And for the input B, you have S2. And then no more already. All the stats inside here already done here. So that means you can see after input A, B, right, for all the stats here, they have their own stat already, which means they are put in the bracket, means that it is considered as one stat now. Okay, so we already changed the non-deterministic, which some of them they have nothing, some of them they have more than one stat, to each of them after input A and B, they have one particular stat. So this one we consider as one stat, because you already put in the bracket. So each of them in the bracket will consider as one stat already. Okay, so this is how we change from non-deterministic to deterministic finite state machine. And of course, if you want to draw the diagram, then you can refer to this one and draw what are the S0, S1, S0, S2. You put in the bracket, follow this. Okay, so this is the extra example already. Do the deterministic and the non-deterministic finite state machine. This one we can do slowly lah. And the one that you need to know is the one that how to convert from non-deterministic to deterministic. This is the answer. Here, example 12. The one that I write just now. Okay, any question for this part?
Can I ask for the diagram to be drawn?
Oh, you mean you want to see the diagram, how to draw?
Yes.
Okay, so for this one, you have empty, here I draw here. So you have empty set, and then you draw one set, and then you have S0 just now, right? S0. So you put in the bracket, consider as one set. And then you have S1. And then S2. And S2 is the acceptance set, so we need to put half a circle. And the last is S0 and S2, right? Also acceptance step. As long as you have S2 inside, it is acceptance step. So you see you have 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 0, 1, 2, 0, 2. So you draw it here. 0, 1, 2, 0, 2. Okay? Then empty set after input A and B, you go back. And this one S0, you go to S1 and empty set. So this one you go to S1 and empty set. So S1 is what? A, right? B is empty set. Okay. And S1 go where? Empty set and 0, 2. So S1 go to empty set and 02. Then S02 go to S1 and S2. So 02 go to S1 and S2. And then S2 go to empty set and S2. So this one go to empty set and S2. Okay. So this is the diagram for this deterministic from this table. Understand? So the table must be correct first, then only you can draw this diagram. If the acceptance stat from the question tell you S2, right? So whenever you have S2, then you just draw with double circle. Okay. Any question? No? All right. Okay, so if no question, then we can go back to, you want to look at this first or the non-deterministic first? We can do one more example. This one is find the following non-deterministic this one is to convert from non-deterministic to deterministic finite state machine. Okay. You want to see which one first? Just now that one? Just now that one is the deterministic one. Here, this one. This is the diagram for the finite state machine. This is deterministic. And we will try to simplify it to the more simplified more machine for this question. Which question you want to do? This first or the non-deterministic first? Example 8. Oh. Sure, the rest also. Then we look at this first. Consider the diagram for the following finite state machine. So they give you this. And from the question here, you can see there are two acceptance sets here, which is D and E, right? And the question here wants you to construct the state transition table. Transition table, you just convert from the diagram to the table. And after that, find the partition of the state set corresponding to the machine congruence. So this one is what we have done just now. We need to divide them to different classes, right? Become as simple as possible. And after that, we need to construct the state transition table of the Cauchy norm machine and then draw the diagram. Okay, so this is actually what we have done just now. Only the diagram given are different. Okay, so I will construct the table here. A, B, C, F, A, B, C, F, one class. A, B, C, F, one class. And D, E, one class. Okay. A, we have AF. B, we have BD. C, we have EC. F, FF. D, we have FD. and EF. Okay, now you have two classes with all the input 0 and 1 here. Then you see whether they are in the same class or not. A, B, E, F, A, B, E, F. This E is not in the same class, right? The A, B, E, F, A, B, F is here. E is in the different class. So what happened now? You need to take out the C. Okay, it is in the different class. So we will put the, you can look at input 0 or input 1 first, also doesn't matter. Huh? But normally I will look at 0 first, like one by one like this. Huh? So once the input 0 already different, I will take out first. Huh? So these A, B, F are in the same class. That means in the next table, right, your A, B, F will be in the same group. The C will take out itself. And this one, the F and E, the class DE, right? FE also different class, different group, right? So that means your D and E can divide already because they are not in the same class. Can understand this? The C here take out because the E is different class. The F and E also different class. So I divide D and E. Then copy back AF, BD, FF, EC, FD, EF. Now check again. When you check this table, now you have 4 classes already. A, B, F, 1 class, C, 1 class, D, 1 class, E, 1 class. So if they remain in the same class, then no divide anymore. So you see here, A, B, F is in the same class. A, B, F, 1 class, no problem. This is F and D. F and D in the same class or not? F and D, is it in the same class? No, right? Yeah. So because of F and D are in the different class, which one we need to take out now? We need to take out the B, right? The D is different with F. So we will put the A and F together, take out the class B. So in the next table, the A and F will be in the same class, and then we only divide the B, and then the rest remain unchanged. C, D, and E. Like this, input 0 and 1. Okay, so A and F now in the same group. Here you have AF, FF, B individually, BD, D, this is C. Okay, AF, B, C, C. Yeah? So you have EC, FD, EF. So now you check again. AF already in the same class now. FF also same class. Then the rest are all in the same class. That means we already divide them. That means the most simplified now is A, B, C, D, E. Okay. Now, this is part 2. The state transition table actually, you know already, right? Part A. This is part 2. We simplify it to the as few classes as possible. So I have how many classes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 classes now. Then I will construct the state transition table of the quotient mole machine. That means this is part B. Part B. So part A, you just form a table only from this diagram. And then part C, you need to construct the table of the quotient machine. So I'll refer to this table, A, B, C, D, E. I will get part C. A, B, C, D, E. All are in the group already. Okay, follow this table, A, B, C, D, E. So what happened after input 0 and 1? A, after input 0, you get A. Input 1, what happened? Also A, right? Because the F is the same group with A, so we don't write F, we write A. B, we have BD. C, we have EC. D, we have AD. F is A, and E, we have what? E, A. Okay, so this is the state transition table of the quotient machine. And draw the diagram lah. Then refer to this table, draw the diagram. Can draw not? A, B, C, D, E. You draw the diagram. So part C, you have A, B, C, D, E. Which one is acceptance set? D and E, right? So these two, then follow the table and draw. So A is AA, B is BD. This is A 01, AA, BD, B, D. Then for C, you have EC, D, you have AD. EC, D, AD, D goes to AD. AD. And then the E is EA. Like this. So this is the state transition table of the quotient. This is the state transition diagram of M over R. This one. Diagram of M over R. Okay. This is the table of M over R. Okay. Then part D, tabulate the word transition function F000 for the original machine M. So we can put it as F000, and you need to find all the five, all the five, right? So you have A, B, C, D, E, F. What is the A, F00? So you can see from here or from the table, 000A, 30 also A, right? B, 000 also B. C, 000 is E. So A, B, E. D, what happened after 000? Give me the answer. D after 000. Class, D after 000, what is the answer? 000. F, right? Yes. E after 000. Yes. And F also F. Yes. So we have D is F, E, F. Okay. So this is the answer lah for part D. Any question for this? Any divide class here have problem? Any problem with the dividing class? Diagram. This one? No question? So you still want to continue this? Or you want to continue Thursday afternoon class? Up to you. You have class, right? 10 o'clock, anyone? I have with one group lah. The other group, do you have class? 10 o'clock? Oh, you have? Is it my class?
Miss, I got a question.
Yeah?
For this kind of machine where we find non-deterministic and we use non-deterministic to find back the deterministic, there is no way to find back the matrix, right?
Matrix?
The relation R that we learn, like.
Oh, for the previous part, is it?
Yeah,
If
yeah.
they don't give you the matrix, right? If they don't give matrix, you no need. You divide the classes like what I show you like this.
Yeah,
Because
but
the matrix given is already straight away give you the machine congruence already. So if they don't give the matrix, right, this is what you need to do lah. You need to divide, follow the acceptance and non-acceptance. Then after that, you continue to divide, make sure they are in the same group until like this.
oh,
The
so
matrix is already the short form lah.
is there any way to like get back the matrix, or if the question doesn't give, we cannot find it back?
If you get back the matrix, then this is the final one. This one, after you divide all in the machine congruence already, then you write back this in the matrix.
Oh, but no question would ask me to, or I find the matrix for this
Oh,
thing.
no.
Okay.
They won't ask you to find the matrix. They will only ask you to find this machine congruence only.
Okay.
Okay, so if nothing else, then we will continue this Thursday lah, for the 1 hour lecture and Saturday for another lecture. So you try your assignment question. Try your best. Okay, that's all for today. The attendance you all in campus or not? No not even one person. Where is my intranet? Do you think I have time to take attendance? Not even one in campus, ah? Then I need to call one by one. If any in the campus, you just tag lah. Then I will call. Abdullah, reply yes in the chat.
Yes.
Okay. Brandon, I give you
Yes,
2
miss.
seconds. Okay, 2 seconds. Brian, everyone, reply. No. Rikai, Inwon, Kayao, Jisin. Oh, not here. Eh? Oh, you all reply the chat. Hold on. Brian here. Li Kai, no. Kayao, Inwon, no. Kayao here. Jisin here. Okay. Junbin? No. Chia Zhengyi. Yes. Wei Feng? No. Chi Yan? Qin Chi Yan? You faster prepare the yes. Once I call your name, then you send. Jin Jia Sen? Okay. Chong Min Kit? No. Yen Kang?
Oh, yes.
Yen Kang,
Yeah.
Cho Jing Wei? Okay. Chung Yu Chun? Eric? Okay. Chang Heng? No. Eason? Wei Song? Wei Song?
Uh,
Is it Wei Song? Wei Song, are you here? No. Eason?
Here.
Okay. Ning Ning? Not here. Jackson? Yes. Joshua? Not here. Yes. Kai Xiang? Cao Kai Xiang? Yes. Hu Chi Sun? Yes. Gok Wei Kang? No. Lai Chi Seng? Yes. Lai Xiao Xian?
Yes, miss.
Yes. Lo Bing? Yes. No class. Yong Jin? Lee Jackie? Yes. Lee Shanghai?
Yes,
No.
miss.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Lee Yin Hao? Yes. Liao Kai Wen? Yes. Lim Jia Yi?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Kaiser? Ring? Okay. Wei Han? Okay. Jia Han? Jia Han? No. Suin? Minkit, I call your name already. Hold on. Lo Suin here. And then Rui En? Kok Long? Chun Ho? Nicholas? Jason? Okay. Yuwon?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Chuan Li? Okay. Rinisha? Ryan? Ryan no. Sam Yukta? Okay, Wai Chung. Wai Chung, no. Chai Fen. Okay. Zhong Han.
Here, Miss.
Okay. Chuan Yong. Okay. Jun Hong. Jun Hong.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Seng Jie.
Yes, Miss.
Okay. Xiu Yan. Okay. If you have taken, you can leave first now. Xiu Yan. Xin Yue. Okay. Wang Hong.